then at the least Ursa should have a decent time. But we'll see what happens. Maybe we'll see a better job getting the camps blocked.
I don't understand what was just typed there from Davai Lama, but okay.
It is an acronym, potentially. That's all I got.
Okay.
Boots first, Spirit Breaker. Very interesting. Huh.
Alex making moves.
Maybe his goal here is not so much to, like, attack that much. It's just to pull creep waves. If they do expect their opponents to tri-lane, then he can just pull creep waves and be faster. He needs Boots to be faster than Enchantress, so that's probably his goal here in this lane setup. They're sending Troll the safe lane against Nightfall. So they are... This sort of looks like a try versus try at the moment, but we'll see where the supports end up heading.
I mean, again, we've talked about the... And last time, right, Nightfall was on the Spirit Breaker, and he was able to charge across the map. But you can also have the same thing with Alex if he's needed in different lanes. You can move things around a little bit. But it definitely feels like they want to secure RTs these games so he can snowball, get ahead. And they're walking up into the high ground immediately. Look at that value Acorn shot as X clisks away over onto Crit.
He wants the bash. He will not get it.
He can't get close enough, not with Enchantress throwing out the enchant. Crit's going to be forced to go and use the salve. Gets one bash, all right. Gonna need a little bit more than that, though, Alex.
When they get the D ward too, really nicely done. Yeah, I mean, if EG's showing tri-lane like that and they're going to invade his 3, it seems pretty clear that they're set up here, so getting that D ward is great. They also block the small camp as well, and they will probably leave their large camp unblocked for now, because while they don't want Enchantress to get to it, of course, it's better if they have some opportunity to pull here. Interesting start so far, though. A lot of poison attack damage on RTZ.
I feel like we never really see try versus try anymore, either.
Yeah, it's pretty rare typically, but I think it makes sense for Troll or for Wildcard to do this. Troll versus Slardar should be fine. Troll's a great lane hero. This gives them a way to bully Ursa, basically. So it like protects their Viper from the Ursa matchup, but also gives them threat potential.
Cookie Hobble, look at that. Nicely placed with that Hellbear creep, so Sam will be the first blood.
Yeah, that one's on Wildcard. They let the large camp spawn. Jarek picks up the large camp, the large creep, and they just cookie it in for an easy kill. Like, that was...
They had it in position, too, like, way ahead of time.
They were doing fine. I think they wanted it to come through is the thing, but it's like, against the Enchantress, it's just not worth it in this tri-lane situation, because it's more important how the first couple of minutes go. And that just, like, messed up everything that was going good for them. And the frickin' tomato creep does, like, 150 damage AoE nuke. So it's like, they cookie it in, and they just get, like, 1 to 2 extra skill points, basically, at level 1 with this tri-lane. So that hurt them bad. Davai Lama now has to back and play really safe. That hurt them so much. Like, Ursa was at, like, half HP. Huge mistake.
Is this just a situation where they're trying to body block the camp now? I'm surprised that they aren't trying to go for just a full block using a sentry or something.
I think they just needed to body block it, and one of them needed to handle that for at least the first wave. It would have been safer. And they just didn't do it. And they can't really stop Jarex from walking over to grab a creep. He is going to try to... He was thinking about enchanting a creep to bring, but... See if he gets it here. He did not. He tried to do a slight pickup, but was not able to do so. They do have a Satyr Tormentor on the top lane. It's 20 seconds where EG is really strong. So as long as they keep this a bit busy, it's not too bad. But probably see at least one nuke get thrown.
Feels like it's a little unfair when you have that extra creep here. Be able to throw out the impetus, but ooh, it's a really nice just charge in from Alex. And of course the follow-up from Sam to make sure that they can't do anything else to Davai Lama.
Like, if they had done this earlier, like, if that was the first creep that they brought for the gank, it wouldn't have felt nearly as bad, because it came like 2 minutes later, right? Like, if... And they played around it okay. This could be a kill, though.
This is set up quite nicely. It looks like Crit will be the one to fall. Did use the cookie, tried to get a little bit more value out of it, just because he knew that he was about to die anyways.
And they got earned charges from that, too. That was pretty effective. They used one of them already. They threw it on RTZ for damage. Huge amount of damage potential. Oh, no, that creep's going to break himself. Okay.
It's fine. Alex is on the case.
It was very close. And
there
they
you
get the
go.
last.
And
beautiful.
You love to see it as a support player.
Very important. Let's see if they earn Ursa again. His regen's getting a bit low. They got more tangos coming from Jarek, so if they need it, Crit's back to the lane. In the mid lane, Outworld Devourer very low on HP. Pretty standard here. He's got his Ring of Health. Going to bring out some extra regen.
It's been a trade back and forth in this mid lane for sure. There were times where, you know, Abed was sitting very, very low, and then on the flip side, Esk also. It just seems to be, you know, who can outlast each other in this mid lane for the time being.
Large camp blocked again, so they should be safe for another 30 seconds or so. Viper's got level 2 poison attack, so double the damage from his stacks. But there's a boots on Ursa now. Viper's 275 movement speed, by the way, so if he does get ran at, it's going to be a really bad time. He's got to be careful.
Definitely feels necessary. Bottom lane just very quiet. It's 24-7 over on Troll. And then Nightfall is sitting at the 20-5. About what you'd expect. Nothing too crazy going on down here, and no rotations just yet either.
He should be really safe. I mean, Whirling Axe is a 3-second duration. Or sorry, blind duration is 5, actually. So if he does get the blind off on Nightfall, it's only like a 4-second downtime where Nightfall's going to be able to even get a kill.
Ooh, nice bushwhack. Get a couple of these clicks off. They're going to go for a bit of a dive here on RTZ. The cookie hop forward, but still going to end up losing RTZ. They'll lose Sam in the trade, but Wildcard has to be very happy about that.
Yeah, for sure.
Please be careful, though, because there is a...
Oh, we could get this kill on Jarex, actually.
Yeah, they're going to turn it right back around again. They're just stacking up those poison hits. The charge in from Alex doesn't even need to. Divine Llama is taking some harass from that Enchantress creep. The cookie hop over onto Divine Llama. They'll lose crit.
Ooh.
But the turnaround here.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. He just teleported to lane. He can't afford to die here.
Oh, my God.
Oh, dear.
What a huge travesty there for RTZ. That one's going to be rough. They break the salve on Viper at least, but he's got 2 more earn charges. Oh, my God. He's still dead for 5 more seconds. He's going to have to walk back to lane.
The walk of shame.
Just the fact that he died twice in a row. It looked like they were going to be able to kill Devi with the stun on him, but with Hoodwink getting back at that exact moment and landing the stun, that turn changed everything. So once you get like 2 or 3 poison attacks on somebody, they're too slow at this stage of the game. It's the power of Viper. Usually if you want to outplay Viper, you just leave the lane and go do something else. Because he's about winning the lane, really. You just don't let him get kills in addition to farm, typically. But they tried to beat him here, but they just got a little outplayed. It's not the end of the world. Just feels like a bit of a... It's not often you see EG get outplayed.
No, I mean, that's one thing that the panel was saying is that generally EG, they lane exceptionally well, and they're struggling right now. This tri-lane is just working out so well for Wildcard. And despite making some errors, it's not blocking, you know, that hard camp and whatnot, it's still a bit of a disaster. The cookie, again, nice setup. So they should be able to put some more damage over onto the Llama. And that's exactly what they needed here for the side of EG.
Yeah, that's going to help recover them a lot more. It's a lot closer to even. Having that creep as a cookie target is just so safe, right? Because you're not putting any of your heroes out of position to get aggressive like that. It's working out nice. So pretty big deficit in last hits. But I guess Ursa still has more than Viper. The overall effort that they put in the lane is still going well. So it's semi-recovered. Ursa's net worth is not great, but he can definitely catch up with some kills.
There's so much rotation over to this mid lane. Esk just getting that Meteor Hammer, but they have plenty of heroes, so they'll be able to just punish Esk for playing up so far. But, I mean, he had to have seen that coming, right? You have to know that at some point this OD is going to get moved upon.
For sure.
Especially when he reaches that Meteor timing.
That one hurts. Oh, unless Alex kills it. They're a little scared here. Sammy in trouble.
Yeah, cookie hop, yeah. Instead, Alex, though, gonna run in, see if he can get some lucky bashes off on crit, but he's gonna close that gap, and he's taking some damage here from the Enchantress creep, so has to be careful. He's gonna trade some hits with Jerax.
He's got a bash coming. He's got about 3 bashes.
He's got it primed, right?
Deserves it at this point. All right, so the rotations for EG are paying off pretty decently. The Meteor Hammer is done there for Esk, but the kill is big. Well, with that said, his net worth is still high. Troll's net worth is still as high.
Ooh, the bushwhack, and
I knew it was coming. It was the next one. It was really obvious. You can see when his left leg starts twitching. That's when you know he's got one coming.
You're full of bullshit. You know that, right?
I am not. Where?
Ooh, trying to get that hit over on the courier. Not gonna be able to quite finish up, but again, a lot of breathing room here. And now that both the core is on the side of Wildcard. Troll sitting at 3.6k, 3.5 on this OD. He had great Meteor Hammer timing he's going to need to start making some moves there, or at least pushing the tower with it as well. But EG, they're smoked up. They've got the medallion finished up over on Crit, and they're looking to invade.
Yeah, these fights
Look at that scan, though.
are a really good thing to do.
They saw them right going through there. They know immediately, backing off.
Their lanes are a little bit tough to handle, so it's easier to move around the map at times and get kills. OD is also playing bottom, though, so he's got the same idea. But the problem is that there's way more EG heroes coming than just him.
There is. They'll start off with the banishment over onto Nightfall. Meteor Hammer will connect, but he goes, uses the Sanities, gets the kill on Nightfall. And now Eve chasing after Jerax, the slow. A couple of these axes, one more hit from Esk. No more Enchantress. Crit just gets ticked down by Divine Llama, and they find more. They want this kill on Arteezy. Can they get their fast up? They have the charge out.
He's fast.
Choo-choo, here comes Alex. Special delivery for Arteezy.
Oh!
But he can't quite get his hands on him. It's not quite enough damage. Oh dear, Alex.
OD could have kept going to get a banished follow-up, but I think he thought Spirit Breaker was going to have that one.
Sam trying to buy a little bit more time, and it looks like he's managed to do it. They'll get the Viper Strike over on top of it. They get the banishment on top of that. The Astral waiting patiently with the Meteor Hammer. Abed, though, too good. A little faster with those fingers.
That was close. Very difficult to stun him in that moment. You can maybe like charge a creep in a different wave to like hopefully get the AoE bash as it comes out, but not simple to do or time. So good escape from Abed there in a moment that looked a little scary. He doesn't even lose that much really. Lost his TP scroll, but he's got mostly full mana, so just getting his harassment in.
Set up again though with the Meteor Hammer. Crit still standing nearby. A little bit off the mark though again.
That's right, he's just looking for that extra bonus. But yeah, that's basically impossible for him to land that. He's always going to use Sleight of Fist.
Ooh, cookie hop. Well,
huge kill.
Got a kill on Jerax, but that's an ouch there for Wildcard to lose their core just in a little walk by.
It is, that's their most farmed hero. He's getting pretty close to battle for your territory as well.
And that's scary too, because you really want to see this Ursa just snowballing. And he's struggling right now. He's trying to get up there, but once the troll gets this Battle Fury, it's just going to start getting bigger and bigger, this gap.
It is, but the Diffusal Blade coming from Ursa is going to make a big difference too. You can't play Ursa against OD. If you use your ulti before you get banished, then the total banish duration is much, much lower. So you kind of have to play around that. Sleight of Fist got used here. We'll see if it hits him. It does.
Lands this time, but
it's going to shield some of it off.
Jerax is here. He's got bottle delivery. Alex is... Enchant coming in. Just gonna poke away at Alex. Warn him off. Get out of our territory. And the bottom tower should go down while all this is happening.
That's cool. It counts like it technically finishes the charge. He's just invulnerable at the time, so it plays like a cool sound. The old charge complete sound. Arteezy getting looked at right now in the jungle. That one's gonna miss.
A little bit off the mark.
That's a tip right there.
Double damage snapped up here.
Nukes Arteezy and keeps him low now, so he's just gonna feel more scared to jump.
Going back in. That's kind of greedy. Yeah, they have the tumbler toy. They need something to cancel out the TP, and they have it. So it's a dead Ursa in the forest here, and they'll farm up his camp and even get some nice neutral items out of it.
That was pretty greedy for him to go back in, but he just really thought that his opponents had left. He thought it was just Hoodwink, and he messed up his kill. Didn't quite do it right, so thought, oh, it's going to be okay. I can lifesteal this, but no, gets punished for it. That tumbler toy really made the difference.
It's such a silly sound.
It is.
At least the pig one is silly, but it makes sense. But that one's just like a oing sound.
Little counter push going on here. See if that's enough. It's gonna help the tower. In the meantime, Sammy's split into the top lane and he gets caught.
Oh, he does indeed. He's got that curse of haze on him. The cookie hop right forward. So Sam will get punished for playing so far forward here. And you said this, as a joke in the last game, but he likes hitting towers even as a position 5. It's a hard habit to break.
That's one of those circumstances where it just feels so good to hit the creeps there. You know that the wave should be pressured. You're a 5, so you're like, oh, well, I'm getting net worth, and I'm also pressuring the map. But eventually you do get caught. it did force a lot of rotations, and either way, it's still buying time for Troll-type heroes. Troll's Battle Fury is finished right now.
Ooh, Esk. Oh, Esk, there's just so much damage being pumped out here by the Snapfire, and the rest of EG waiting patiently, but there's going to be the charge through from Alex. Is it going to be enough? He buys enough time here to let the OD walk away. It's going to force Abed to run. Vylama dropping that Toxin over onto the ground. They get the kill on crit as the rest of EG.
What a save there by Alex. Holy crap. Charge through, uses ulti on the Ember Spirit to delay his chase and damage. He goes for the slight Searing Chains, but the Searing Chains does not actually catch OD, so OD stays alive in that fight. Still just a 2k advantage going for him, but yeah, that's scary for Esk here. He's got to be careful getting spotted. But yeah, Troll finishing Battle Fury, not being slowed down. They're winning skirmishes decently well. On the other side, Ursa is still struggling to get his Diffusal Blade. By the way, the only piece of it that he has is the Robe of the Magi.
Oof.
He's about to get his first Alacrity Blade. So game's looking still pretty spooky for EG if Troll can get to that that item matchup later on. He's going to go for a Manta style afterwards, which will accomplish some of those things. He needs to be able to dispel Slardar ulti, but Ags is going to be freaking incredible for that, really. Like, he can just self-dispel every, like, what is it, like 6 seconds or something like that once he buys Ags, if he buys Ags.
I think that's definitely on the list. A good save, though, coming out here in the mid lane. They go to drop the Sanities. Oh, they break over on Nightfall. Vylama still alive, still dishing out some of that Toxin over onto Abed. Go for another slight play. They've got a little bit of vision thanks to the creep, but looks like they're going to back off. Go back over into this Radiant portion of the jungle, where Alex is hitting some creeps here, but doesn't look like they're wanting to hard commit over onto Abed.
All right. Just Alex.
Have their eyes on someone else, though. Hey, Jerax, here comes the Spirit Breaker. But fairly tanky as they turn back around. Another banishment coming out. Eska's even going to bother with this. They're just going to walk away. The chain's coming into play, though. They're going to try to use the Meteor Hammer if he gets a bit too greedy here. Nope, Abed just sidesteps it very nicely. And he's looking to see if he can get the final hit off here, but not going to be able to quite close that gap. Esk just going to throw him back into the Astral Imprisonment and force Abed away.
All right, not bad. They're covering each other really well. 3k gold advantages. They come to pressure the mid tower, though. Creep Wave's dead. Catapult's up. Tower is going to fall, probably. Oh, Glyph is going to buy some time, though.
I mean, they've got the Cardi, right? But look at Jerax. Just like, this would be my range creep.
Once his melee creep dies. Okay,
yeah, they got it.
Still very good for WC here. I have a really hard time not saying Water Closet. Yeah, I gotta say. It's
Wildcard.
Yes, Wildcard.
Yes, Wildcard. WC. That seems way harder to say than Wildcard.
Why? It's just that's how they write it in like restaurants when you're in good old England, you know, and other places. So.
Thanks, Purge.
You know, like here's the Wildcard. Go over
yeah,
here.
Excuse me, sir. Where's the Wildcard?
Exactly.
I hear Owen say that all the time.
He does. It's really funny they ended up sponsoring this team. Yeah. Good.
This coming from the guy who like got mad about business associates. He can't say Wildcard.
Yeah, that was a name. Right now, Viper's one big weakness is definitely armor, though. He's always pretty vulnerable to minus armor and lots of physical damage. He's queuing up a Ghost Scepter, though, as
he just completed it,
which is kind of a cool choice. I would have argued, like, oh, just buy armor, but this makes more sense, really.
Good bushwhack over onto Jerax, plus that sharpshooter. And again, EG is going to be forced away. They do see Esk. Feels like Nightfall wants to see if they can do something. Wow, with that negative armor, they can absolutely blow up the OD.
Jeez. Yeah. Orb of Corrosion, Lil Shredder, Solar Crest, and Corrosive Haze. It's an absolute huge amount of minus armor. That is tough. If he's got Blink Dagger, maybe, like, if he just banishes himself, he can maybe get out, but that's the issue right now. It's that either him or the OD are the target of this big threat. And as long as EG coordinates well, they're going to keep getting pickoffs. But with that said, they are being outfarmed. Troll's net worth is massively high right now. He's got 3,000 gold more than his opponents. And once he gets Manta and maybe a follow-up item, he's not going to be a simple kill. His armor is just a lot higher.
On the bright side, though, the Diffusal Blade is completed now for our TZ, so we've got a little bit more damage online. But yes, it definitely feels a bit scary when you see that range of just net worth between what's going on with cores on EG versus the cores over on Wildcard. And this feels bad if you're an Ursa, right? You have a lineup that's complete. Oh, they're going to challenge it, though. Nightfall. He's looking to push them away. Does have that blink. Get a little bit of vision. The jump forward immediately over to Alex, but it doesn't last very long. They'll turn right back around again. Look at this damage getting dumped out. They've managed to just finish off over on Nightfall. They get Arteezy. All these Snapfire Kisses coming in. Do manage to take down Esk. As Eve chasing after Jerax again, he gets bushwhacked to the tree. Abed tries to dish out the damage. It's just too overwhelming for Jerax.
They've got great solutions against Enchantress, honestly. The break from Sharpshooter, they've got break from Nether Toxin. The fact that they disengaged there and then SB ensured that the rest of the smokes were broken was a really good play. He takes some focus, but they allowed EG, they forced EG to run to the high ground there, and they got to take a better fight. So nice response.
Getting clicked down here by Devi Llama. Sam getting into position. Doesn't quite manage to land the bushwhack, but they got baited because Abed joins right back in, and in comes Arteezy. They'll finish off on crit. Devi Llama, though, showing off that new Ghost Scepter, but Eve comes into play. We'll push them back. Nightfall jumping forward again over onto the Viper. They have the damage, so they'll be able to push Devi Llama out of their area over there, and the Roche is still up, so...
Yeah, this is what they're looking for. They were looking to win a fight and then instantly go into Roche.
Oh, look at that buyback. They're like, no way in hell are we letting Arteezy get in that pit with all that negative armor.
It probably looked like Viper overstayed, but to be honest, like, he's so slow that it's difficult for him to disengage from that position without having his Ghost Scepter up. So, makes sense. It does cost them some net worth advantage. That was about 700 for that buyback, but here's that team fight once again. Smoke is going to break fully with SB at that position. They get a great Nether Toxin on the board. Watch for the stun that catches Arteezy as he goes in here. He jumps in. It's the SB ulti. That gives them the opportunity to turn and blow up Arteezy in that fight.
And they just blew up Arteezy again. Eve walked directly, while that was, while the recap was going on, they just invaded right into the jungle. They found Arteezy hitting a camp, and Eve just wailed away on him. So this Roche belongs to the side of Wildcard.
Yeah, it's worst case for EG. It's supposed to be easy for them to steal this or win a small fight and steal it, but that's why they were so aggressive running high ground there. But fight didn't quite work out. The big ulti on Spiritbreaker wasn't quite super obvious. So Alex dropping that Nether Strike there and them getting the follow-up was insanely huge. So game continues. Troll Warlord, rather than finishing Manta, just said, you know what, BKB is the way to go.
It's a pretty hard kill to get here on Abed. Just harassing a little bit here. But they're letting Eve just take this tier 2, no problem. They're not even bothering to defend it.
It's difficult to fight him. He's got Aegis. They've got to attack him.
Oh, did you see the way Nightfall was hoping to cancel that? Heals coming into play as they wait patiently and hold them into place.
Those are self-heals from a Spiritbreaker, but kind of cool. It makes sense. It's not necessarily like an item you want on Spiritbreaker. The mana is kind of irrelevant, but great against Ursa. If Ursa pops his ulti, just Yules him in the air. If he overpowers, Yules him in the air. So they get the top tier 2. They take the Shrine. It's a good time to use that one.
Absolutely.
All right, they're moving across the map.
Yeah, they're hunting. They realize that the side of EG has been in their jungle, and they want to reclaim it.
Get any free pickoffs. Hoodwink has a Yules as well, by the way. So 2 Yules on the side.
Abed is getting charged. He's going to teleport. No, he's not. It immediately gets interrupted as they're waiting patiently over by the Remnant, beautifully played by Wildcard, anticipating where he was going and separating accordingly.
I was very curious why they didn't SB ulti initially. I was like, oh, you definitely could have chain stunned that, you know, but no, they had that ready.
All part of the plan.
Now teleporting top, they're going for Arteezy. Crit's coming to give him a little force staff here.
They've got the blink though, if they can close the gap.
Okay.
Immediately the follow-up from Alex. Not going to be able to do the Meteor Hammer setup though. Ooh, the negative armor. Nightfall getting into position. The follow-up with the Snapfire Kisses will take out X. And now the bear, he's broken. He needs to get out fast enough and he cannot seem to do it. Nightfall hiding in the tree line. Crit trying to push them back with that Scatter Blast. The Cookie hop forward by just a little bit more time, reducing some of that armor. They have their eyes on Nightfall though. They'll break again. They need a bash. They need something to hold Nightfall into place, but they're not going to go for a full-on dive.
Ember's up now. See if they chase.
The rest of the team of Wildcard waiting behind Eve.
A little scary for them to engage at this point, but yeah, they keep losing the OD. It was definitely a little bit over-eager. I'm surprised they stayed after the banish, because all Ursa's going to do is turn like that. put OD in a bad spot. But his team shows up, so they get turn kills. They still have map control. Arteezy ends up dying, so he's not hitting creeps in. Troll is still hitting creeps.
Got 13k net worth on Troll versus the 8k of Arteezy.
Yeah, he's got BKB finished now, so his fights are just going to go semi-straightforward. Ideally, it would be like they engage on Troll, he survives, BKB's ulties, goes back to full HP. That would be like ideal. Or it could be Wildcard initiating first, getting a combo off. But with that said, it's difficult for the combo to be effective against Ursa. He'll pop ulti. Ember Spirit usually is going to jump out, so ideally you catch one of the supports if possible. But yeah, they end up catching him to prevent his retreat. They partially disengage. Esk, I think, just needed to not walk into melee range. That would have helped a lot maybe, but he just ends up getting exploded here. Too much bash damage. But as a result, Ursa's going to get cleaned up. And crit looked killable, needed one more hit here, but the shard on crit, he bought that like right away. He's only got 1 point scatter blast, but felt justified getting it.
Definitely value.
Game resumes live. See if the Spirit Breaker can stay alive. Gets ran at by the Ember Spirit here.
It's looking pretty good. Looks like he's going to manage to get away.
Yeah, he's all good. So yeah, then the fight disengages and still ultimately not that bad for a wild card. OD is planning on an Ags. He has instead changed his mind and said, I need to pivot to a Ghost Scepter. Divine Llama was on the right page here. Need to be able to survive against the Ursa, or all this physical damage. It's too scary otherwise.
It's getting a little less scary for the side of EG because they do have the BKB completed now for the, I believe Nightfall's got it now. Yes, he's got that.
That's
So
good.
that's going to help out a lot with the OD. Not going to help him out so much. Ooh, bottom lane Jerax is just, he's been trying to push this lane for quite a while, but they finally gotten wise to him. So they're going to wait patiently. Get the charge out. Esk just following up with a couple hits.
This one's not easy. Oh, he's going for it.
They are going for it, but the follow-up here from Nightfall with the Snapfire Kisses. Esk will manage to get the kill, but will end up paying for it with his life.
He's making some mistakes here. Definitely a little bit of over-aggression. If his team can clean up a kill,
Look at the way that they're collapsing, though, now. Nightfall still has that BKB available.
Nice bash.
Sam getting position. The cookie. There's the BKB. They've got the sharpshooter lined up, though, for crit, and they'll get that
bash.
pocket net. So they'll end up losing crit, but Nightfall uses the BKB and survives the engagement.
All right, and this is what is kind of making it worth it, because every single time that EG kills and punishes Esk, usually they're close to disengage, but because of having Spirit Breaker on their team, they can always continue it, because they know exactly where at least one hero is. So it's paying off. It might seem a little aggressive. I don't know if this works without SB, but for now, it's okay. And Manta's up on Troll now. He's got 1,000 gold past that. See what he buys next. Probably Scotty, maybe Ags. We'll see.
What would you rather see? Would you rather see the Scotty or the Ags?
I just feel like the Ags is so good against the enemy heroes.
Esk. All right, he does have the Ghost Scepter this time around. He's going to go use that Meteor Hammer, see if he can land it over onto Nightfall. Not going to be able to quite do it, but the follow-up here from Sam will ensure that they can get the kill. As now Abed, does he not have enough remnants up? They're hunting, they're on their way right into Eastover here. Oh my goodness. It looks like he's gonna be able to zip out though. Like you said, he just gets the Ags. His courier killed in the process, giving his life. Get down, Mr. President, he says.
He jumped so many times, I thought he was dead for sure. I was like, wait, he's got two? Okay, he's got one. Oh no, that's his last one. All of a sudden he just keeps going. I'm like, oh, okay.
Just in the nick of time.
Perfect timing. I mean, he probably knew that was coming, so he started launching his body towards his courier.
I'm sure he's like, oh god, I have to get there.
Yeah, I mean, considering how many hairy situations he's been in, he still only died that one time. His net worth is now second in the game, but the map pressure continues here. EG playing a losing game.
Game's not over yet, but it is looking rough.
Roche could respawn in a little bit under 2 minutes if they keep this map control. It's bad for them, big time.
Is Arteezy sitting like all bunched up in his chair? Did you see that?
He does look a little chilly.
It looked like his leg is, yeah.
I think that's someone else's leg. I don't understand how it's bent like that.
What are you talking about? I'm literally sitting like that right now.
I don't know. His knee is like...
Don't criticize Arteezy's knees.
I'm sorry.
It's not very
I knew
nice.
that was over the line.
God, Purge.
All right, let's see how things go on the other side of the map. Troll somehow already got 2,500 net worth since we last looked at him. He's been hitting creeps pretty good here.
But what's the next item again, like we said?
Ags is definitely really,
He's got nothing
really good.
queued up, though. He's got no life plans just
like,
yet.
if he was worried about dying, Ags would be perfect because he could remove he could dispel Corrosive Haze on himself every time. But the reality is that no one's going to bother with Troll, I think, because his net worth's too high. So you should probably go more offensive or utility. So either a Bash, an Abyssal, or you should go Scotty. Scotty is okay, but it's a lot of melee cores, so it's less good this game. Doesn't necessarily like guarantee that someone's like screwed and chased down. Basher could be really good though with his high attack speed.
It is Basher. He opts to go for Basher. God, remember when you couldn't buy Basher on Troll?
Yes, but that's because he had a Bash already.
Yeah.
Well, there was a time in Dota 1 that you could buy Basher on him also. The goal would be you'd buy like 2 Bashers and you just like ulti a guy and then you would
just permabash. Yeah.
They would just permabash till they died. It was really hard to see. You just saw these little blue stuns over your head and you're like, what's happening?
Man, it should be nice if I could play the game.
Yeah.
Bottom lane, Alex going with another strike over onto Jerax. A follow-up though from Davai Lama. Nightfall getting into position. They want to just be able to take out Alex. They've got a lot of negative damage. A follow-up there from Abed. We'll clean up, but they'll be able to turn back around now. Nightfall. There it is, the Troll ulti. The Bash has come out, and that's going to be a dead Slardar.
Nicely done. It was a great Yules by Jerax to get himself out of danger. That helped give him some separation, but...
He's been in that position before. He
has played very aggressively. The Yules is really paying off on a lot of heroes this game. Creep wave gets pressured. Roche is up, though.
Ooh, this is the second Roche that Wildcard should be able to secure. They don't have the Slardar up. They'd have to get over there very, very quickly, and I'm not sure if they're going to be able to contest this.
It's just so tough for EG. They've got like the most beautiful Roche lineup I've ever seen, but they just haven't had net worth advantage, or they haven't won the fight convincingly enough. Like that one fight that they lost in the Radiant Tri-Camp cost them so much, and they're going to put the shard on Viper. This is a great way to transition the game. This is one of the best shards for sieging, maybe the best shard. It like turns Viper into like a late game siege hero. All you need to do is a poison attack every like couple seconds. Once it's stacked up to full, towers are just going to melt, and you can do it from far away. He's got a Grove Bow because he got lucky, and he's got Hurricane Pike for extra range. So he's throwing out attacks from like 800 range away. You get extra attack range from poison attack alone. So if he just like slowly sieges this, they will need high ground vision. That's the only hard part, but they should be able to force these Raxes dying without putting themselves too much in danger.
S going back for that Aghanim Scepter as a way of initiation, or wave save. Lots of options here.
Jump in. They can't kill Trolls, so they're gonna go really wide.
They're sweeping so wide here, and there is the Courier going through. Sam.
Oh, that ward gets spotted, I think. Yeah,
they know they're over there immediately. Look at the way that they respond. Eve jumping over onto backlines. They've got the Snapfire Kisses, but they follow up with those BKB, so it doesn't do a damn thing. Does it go in again? Eve just throwing out the axes, goes for that ultimate here. Can they just burst down RTZ? Yes, they can. Crit running back into the base. Sam trying to just get these acorn shots, and they already call it.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Wildcard Gaming, 2-0's EG. What? I mean, genuinely, really, really good play from Wildcard Gaming. That was really impressive. They've got to feel so good about themselves. I'm enjoying the EG looking